Hello, it's Anna here from Paper Craft Create and welcome to my channel. Today you're in for a real treat as I'll be using toner foil products to create some gorgeous cards. This video is part of a collaboration hop and I will be using card sketches 1, 14 and 15 from Kendra's Card Challenge 16 and featuring some wonderful products from one of our super sponsors, Crafty Critta. I would like to say a big huge thank you to them for not only supporting the wonderful Kendra's Card Challenge 16 but for also supplying a very generous amount of crafty goodness for us to have a play with. Crafty Critta is an Australian company who specialise in foil art products. They have an extensive range of foils as well as printed toner art and papers. They also have some other complementary crafting products as well as storage solutions for your crafting room that pair back with a lot of the IKEA cube storage that we all know and love. I will leave a link in the description box with their online store as well as links to the products that I use for these cards. Now I'll just do a really quick run through the products I'll be using today. This is only a very small amount of what they have on offer, so this gives you a really good indication as to, you know, what sort of extensive range they have. So first of all, I will be using a patterned paper. They have a small range of patterned papers. So this one here is quite a gorgeous sort of, it looks like paint on an art canvas. And it just is absolutely gorgeous. So I'll just quickly run through that, just showing you quite a few of those really gorgeous, beautiful prints there. So they're single-sided. These are, I think they would be a half A4 size, so that's quite good. There's 24 sheets in that one there. Now moving on to the foiling products. So we have 3 toner foil sheet packs. So we have black, we have white, and then we also have this ombre. So I'm going to show you just one of those. There's 4 different designs in there, as you can see. I'll just pull one out so you can have a quick look. But this paper is toner paper, so you'll be able to foil on this with your negative pieces of foil, and this will show up through where the foil has already come off on one of your other foiling pieces. So I'll just show you that. And the others, as I said, the other 2 toner papers, purely this is just a complete white sheet and this is complete black sheet. Now we have the foil art pre-printed sheets. So these are all printed with black toner, so you can apply your foils of all sorts of colours on them. This is one of the designs. There's 4 different designs in that one there, and they have so many available, so I would definitely urge you to have a look at the range they have. So they also have a slimline size if you're wanting to do any slimline cards. So the same sort of thing. I'll just pull out one of those for you as well. So they have the full sort of sheets, and then they have, which I'll be using today, these ones here which have a sentiment. And then there's also a a birthday cake there as well. Sorry. And then moving on to some fall themed ones. Now I will only be using one from this one here, not the smaller size. However, I just want to show you this because this is the size of a just smaller than an A2 size card. So you could potentially just foil that, mat it onto a card and a nice sentiment, and you have a card ready to go, looking super gorgeous, and you know, really quick and easy to do. So just showing you one of those. Really gorgeous. I could see that in gold. It would just look divine. Okay, so I'll be using one of these bigger ones, so I won't bother showing you that one there because you'll see it when I'm crafting with it. So that's all of those. And last but not least, absolutely, is the toner foil itself. So toner foiling is achieved by using this foil, some sort of toner on a piece of paper or cardstock, and a laminator or a foiling machine. So there is also other types of foiling, and that's generally called hot foiling, and there's also dry foiling, but today we're only concentrating on toner foiling. So this will only work with your toner sheets, whether they're pre-printed or just the full toner sheets. So without further ado, I've got a lot to get through in this video. So I'll show you a little bit on the foiling side and then moving into making the cards. Okay, so to do toner foiling, there's a few things you'll need. Firstly, a laminator or some sort of foiling machine. I have the Mink. Now I was just going to say Crafty Critta have released their own one as well, so that would be perfect for their foils and most others as well. You'll also need foil. And some extra, and also some sort of carrier sheet to put through the machine when you're running your foiling through. This is specifically a plastic carrier sheet for foiling, which you can buy separately. However, you can also just use copy paper, just fold it in half, or you can use like a baking paper, as long as it's one of those non-stick ones, nothing waxy or anything like that. But I have found this is probably the most successful. But look, it's up to you, whatever you like to do and whatever is your budget. Some other helpful things is a brush that is purely like a sort of a wide-headed brush that is purely used only for foiling, to dust your toner sheets and foil, just to give you the best possible coverage, and you'll see when I do this what I mean by that. And the other thing, of course, is to have something to adhere your toner foil, your toner foil onto. So basically, toner foil becomes reactive with heat on toner printed items. So toner is just it's a particle, like a plastic particle type of printing product. We all use them in printers that we all may have at home or at work, or obviously at the copy store. These ones here are already made for you so that you don't have to do that yourself. However, you can pre-print things at home if you have a toner foil. It will only use with toner ink, not with a just an inkjet printer, just to know that in advance. Some things that I've learnt through my experience and also watching videos with some techniques is to make sure that you have no dust, or as little dust as possible. I can see a little speck there, but it is going to be what it is. You can't get it 100% perfect. So with this one here, I'm going to completely cover my foil on the whole sheet. Now with this one here, I just want to show you how when you've got like images, how that will come up, and then it also creates a negative piece, which we'll also use, which is even better. So basically you're cutting down a piece of foil for each of these items. Now you want to make it just slightly bigger than the actual card, as you don't want to get any of the toner onto your carrier sheet. So what will happen is, if you do, when you go to foil again, you will in fact perhaps get some marks of that toner, and it'll just sort of mess up your foiling. So that's the main reason for cutting it just that little bit bigger, so you get good coverage and you don't miss any pieces, and of course you don't get any toner on that carrier sheet. So basically you just give it a good wipe over with your brush, just to make sure there's no dust there. So I do both the toner sheet and the foil. Some people will only just do the foil, but I just want to try and get as little of that as possible. Then you're putting that into your carrier sheet and putting it through with the folded end through first, which is most important, so that you don't get any misalignment of the two opened ends and cause any creases with the foil. So I will, with this second piece, run this through, so you'll be able to see what a full sheet of toner looks like, and then also when look at one of the printed sheets as well. So when you've run this through the machine, what you'd like to do is just sort of pull it out and put it to one side. You want it to be cool to the touch, so you don't want any heat in that at all, because what happens is it will still, you know, take a minute to adhere whilst still warm. So the best coverage will be if you just leave it cool down for a minute. So I'll run this second one through, and we'll soon be able to have a look at our finished product. Now you can already see on top there's just such a smooth finish, and I think that'll have really good coverage on that. So you know, the best part here is a big reveal, and that just looks so gorgeous. This particular holographic foil just gives such a nice shine, and you know, depending on what light you carry it, you hold it in, it really does just jump off the page. It is just gorgeous. So we'll now have a look at this other one that's sort of cooled down as well. And so this has come up really beautifully. I mean, it's really, I don't think there were any dust marks at all on this one. It was just a gorgeous foiled look. I will cut out some sentiments with a die with that one there. Now I'm going to use the negative piece, and I'm going to put it over a white toner sheet. So this has special white toner, you know, printed on it completely, and it'll give you a different look because it'll be the opposite look of, you know, majority gold foil with the white shining through, which gives you another piece from the same piece of foil, which is great. Crafty Critta do you know, a few different colors and the ombres, and they just come up really beautiful, and you'll see those ombres used in a card shortly. So just while this is going through, I also want to mention that Crafty Critta have a promo running at the minute. So when you make a purchase exceeding 100 Australian dollars or 65 US, excluding postage and discounts, you'll automatically go into the draw to win a Your Best Mate foil machine or a 120 Australian dollar gift certificate. So the draw does close on the 28th of November and will be announced on their Facebook and Instagram accounts, so please do follow them. I'll leave their social handles in the description box so you can find them. And have a look at this wonderful, gorgeous foil here. It has just come up so fantastic. I don't even think one dust particle. So for my first set of cards, I'm going to be making a trifold money holder card. So I'll be starting off with a piece of cardstock, which is 11 inches by 7 inches. And then we'll be scoring at 3 3/4 and 7.5. We will be taking out a small piece in the corner there. So we'll be measuring down 1.25 inches and then sliding it across and moving it there. So I'm just sort of doing this with my trimmer, but you could just, you know, mark it and cut it with a pair of scissors, just whatever is easiest for you to do. So I've just sort of matched those, and I'll just snip that little bit. So the little bit of the crease, I just sort of cut that away too. Now for some extra little bit of embellishment, I suppose, I'm going to take a corner rounder and round that top corner. Now this panel here is actually just a little shorter than the other two, and you just want to burnish all of those edges quite nicely, and there you'll have the base of your card. So this first card, I have used the ombre toner paper under the gold, and is just gorgeous. So what I've done is I've coordinated with some of that pattern paper I first showed you at the very start of the beginning. So some of the beautiful colors in that, which are so lighter tones, with the ombre, which is quite bright, and I've matted my layers with those brighter colors, and it just I love the finished result. So I'll just let you watch me put that together. And this is card sketch 1. So I have actually changed the measurements to accommodate a slim fit card. So obviously it's a, you know, you just sort of need to look at your width and height and just make some adjustments as necessary, but it does come up quite well. Now on this front panel, what I have also done is in two sort of opposite corners, I've also corner rounded those two edges, just to add a little bit of extra interest to the card. I mean, you don't have to do this, but I certainly do love the look of it. Now, I wasn't sure if I had actually taken the carrier, not the carrier sheet, but the plastic sheet on the top of the foil, so I was sort of having to play around with it. But yes, I had, in fact, because I was going to rip off the actual foil itself. So I'll just have a little chat about a few things. So first of all, just as mentioned earlier, this is part of a hop. So some of the other design team members from Kendra's Card Challenges have also put together some gorgeous cards and inspiration for you. So there is a convenient playlist in the description box where you can watch all of those videos, and it'll just sort of, you can have it just on a play, which is fantastic. And of course, as usual, the lovely Kendra has a giveaway if you would like to enter. So you just need to watch all the videos by November 13th. And then there'll be a link in the description box of a Google form that you just need to fill out to go into that draw. She will announce the winner on her community tab, so you just can go there and have a look to see if you're a lucky winner. But I'd really, I'm very much looking forward to seeing what everyone puts together, because we were so fortunate and so very lucky to get all this amazing stuff, and everyone was very excited to play with all this foiling product. I foiled one of the slimline toner sheets, which had a sentiment happy birthday on it, and I will be propping that up now on a bit of double-sided foam tape. So I fussy cut out the sentiment. I did that with my brother's scan and cut. However, you could in fact just easily do that by hand with a pair of scissors, or you could use a die to cut it out a specific shape around it. But I thought that with all that colour, I didn't want to lose too much of the front of the card, so that's why I chose to fussy cut the sentiment. I think that putting it on some double-sided tape will just really lift it and pop it off the page. Because it has a white background, there's a lot of dark colours in behind it. It really does pop off the page and look just gorgeous. Moving on to the element that will hold your money inside the card, I've cut out a circle with a circle punch, 2 3/8 I think that is. I'm folding it in half, and then I'm just going to cut it sort of along that line. However, I decide then to pull in my trimmer. I just slightly pop it over so I get a nice straight edge, and you'll just have a slither cut off from each side. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to attach that to the inside there. Now you just maybe want to measure what sort of, width you need at either end so that your money won't fall out. I've made a few of these in the past, so I generally know what sort of space to leave. Generally, I've found that it'd probably be somewhere from 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch each end, depending on what size note you have. In Australia, we have different size notes, length notes. So just make those measurements according to what you're using, and that's it there. So at the end of the video, I will show you a photo of the money inside the card. At the time of filming, I didn't have any notes on me, so I did sort of get one toward the end. So moving on to the second version of this same card. So I had used the negative foiled image first of all, and this is the toner printed image. So very different looks. This is obviously very light and quite soft looking foiled piece, whereas with the other one, because it was predominantly gold, it looked quite bright. I really love the look of this myself. I mean, I love both, and two very different looks, but it is personal preference, and different people like different things. So this one here is based on card sketch 15, I think it is, yep. And I have just obviously accommodated the size and bits and pieces for it to fit a slim line. I think that actually most of these pieces are exactly the same, because I think they were 6-inch long, which is more than enough because this is a narrower card. So I think it's come up really quite good. Now the card sketch calls for some sort of shape in the middle. I've just used a large sentiment instead, and I've cut that out with the solid foil piece, and just laid it up on one other white piece as well, just to give it a bit of height. Once again, I'm just putting in my little half circles And then I'll just close that up, give it a nice fold, and then pop on my card front. It really is amazing how different these two cards have turned up, but you know, it's all using the same product, just using a different look, and obviously, you know, using that toner paper to make it a lot darker and a lot more gold, which is really great. So now moving on to this second card. So you saw me foiling these two in the example earlier. And I'm going to make very simple cards, but it's just showing you how, you know, you can add just a foiled piece just to make some really super quick cards. So with this card sketch, it does have just the pattern paper being one rectangle. So I've substituted my pattern paper for this pattern paper. And I've just got an embossed sheet as the bottom mat, then layering it with a darker color in the brown, so keeping it very neutral and you know, all those natural tones. And I'm using another big sentiment. This is just cut out of cardstock, no foil on this one here, and attaching it to a backing of that word die. So thanks for both of those. And once again, like, you know, these are really simple, quick cards. You know, one piece of foil that, you know, can create the two cards is just amazing. So while I'm finishing putting these two cards together, I'll talk a little bit about the challenge. So if you're unfamiliar with the challenge or haven't taken part before, Kendra, who organises this challenge, she provides cutting templates for six 6x6 pattern paper pieces that all coordinate together, and then also provides 15 card sketches. So you're welcome to join. It's free of charge to join. You just need to head to her website, and that will be linked below. And you will be able to download the PDF with the cutting templates and the card sketches. There is also a Facebook group that you'll want to join to officially enter your cards into the challenge to win some amazing prizes, like the one that our super sponsor Crafty Critta are providing. They're actually providing three $25 gift certificates that will be awarded at the end of each month. So there are prizes monthly and quarterly as well. So I urge you to have a look at her website, and also there is an introductory video linked as well in the description box, which will give you all the information and a good understanding of the challenge. So thank you so much for joining us today, and I hope that you get some inspiration. Thank you, Crafty Critta, for your support with the challenge. And until next time, my friends, happy crafting.